And we're back. COSA 1, COSA 601, Computer Info Competency, Professor Almeida. Happy Thursday, everyone. So in this video, I want to talk to you about what's coming up for week 2, which is already open and available to you. But first, I want to start with some housekeeping items. I will be in the Canvas course chat this morning from 9 until noon Pacific time. So just like with my in-person student office hours this past Monday, if you need to connect with me about the course or if you have questions for me, you can drop into the Canvas course chat again, 9 until noon Pacific time. Now, I will have multiple chat tabs open, and if I don't see your post right away, it's because I'm either helping someone else or I stepped away from my computer momentarily. But I will be there. Just keep in mind that the chat is public, so be sure to review the netiquette guidelines found in your syllabus. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in here. So if you haven't started with Canvas, you don't have a whole lot of time left, okay? So if you're new to this, go to the LBCC website at lbcc.edu. You can click or tap on the Viking portal, or you can click on the Canvas LMS and then click on this button right here. You'll log into your Viking portal with your student ID number and your password. This is the Canvas dashboard. And if you don't see this view, you have this 3-dot menu. You can switch over to card view, and then you should see our class. Okay, so here's COSA 1 right here. All right, so housekeeping items. Really quick, just to let you all know, from Friday, which is tomorrow, all the way through Sunday, I'm going to be away and I won't have that much internet connectivity. So I'll be away on retreat. I won't be available. This was something that was planned well in advance. But you do have assignments due tomorrow night, and I'll have just enough connectivity to see who has been participating. So I won't be able to answer messages through the Canvas inbox or email. If you do have questions or if you need to seek out support, now would be the best time to do that. And let me show you your different options. You can find these options on our homepage for the class, second page of the syllabus, or the campus resources page. And I'll start here with the COS tech support. Now, the winter 2025 hours are still posted, but you should go to M229 or AA206. The spring hours are indeed posted there. You could also reach out to our instructional assistants if you still have questions. So our instructional assistants will be able to provide some assistance with the assignments, or if you need to come to campus and use the computers there, this is a great resource for that. If you need to get help with LBCC technology, especially with Microsoft 365, which I'll get into a little bit later in this video, here is their contact information. If you are an online student, or even if you are in my Monday, Wednesday class, here are some resources on online learning, including a free and ungraded self-paced module called Quest for Online Student Success, which I highly recommend. And then finally, if you need to get one-on-one tutoring, you could do that through the Multidisciplinary Success Center. Be sure to read all of this information on how to get started with that. And if you click this button right here, this takes you to the schedule. The schedule does change frequently, so make sure that you are checking back. So for example, right here, COSA 1, you can see that there is a tutor available in person at LAC. And then if you switch over here to the online tab and you go down, here's COSA 1. So you can see the online availability. So you have all of these resources available to you. And again, don't wait until the last minute. All right, so speaking of what's due tomorrow, you have your 2 training sims here, the Windows 11 training and the Office Essential Skills training. Both of these assignments must be turned in on time. Okay, if you don't turn in both of these assignments, I'm going to assume that you don't want to be in the class anymore, and unfortunately, you will be dropped. You also have this quiz here. I got into some details about the quiz in the week 1 video, but just to recap again, you don't want to start the quiz until you have enough time blocked out, because you will need to complete the entire quiz in the same session. So there are 10 questions, and it's a mix of task related questions similar to Let Me Try, or you might get multiple choice, true, false, those kinds of questions. If you reload the page or you back out, you're going to end up losing your attempt. So this is why you want to make sure you block out enough time so that you can get through the 10 questions. Once you have finished the 10 questions, be sure to submit your attempt, and you do get 2 attempts at the quiz. But make sure you read that face page first before checking the box, because once you check the box, you can't say you didn't know. All right, so you've been warned on that. And again, these 3 assignments, the Windows 11 training, the Office Essential Skills training, and your Windows and Essential Skills quiz, all 3 of these due tomorrow night, but these 2 right here you must turn in. Now, if you are in COSA 601, the non-credit version of the class, I sent you a message in the Canvas inbox regarding the quiz, so be sure to go take a look at that. All right, onward. Let's talk about week 2. This is already open and available to you, and we're going to be spending 2 weeks with Microsoft Word. So for chapter 1, for the in-person folks, that's my Monday, Wednesday class. We're going to start with chapter 1 on Monday. So when you come in, we're actually going to dive right into skill review 1.1. This is what it looks like, and you can watch a separate video I put together that walks you through this assignment from start to finish. But my Monday, Wednesday class, this is what we're going to begin with. So make sure that you show up on time. Okay. If you're coming to class 20, 30, 40 minutes late, it's going to be really hard to keep up with what we're doing. Now, the walkthrough video I provided, it's not a substitute for lecture, and it's not a substitute for coming to class. Okay. So in-person folks, you signed up for an in-person class for a reason, and I do expect your attendance. But again, on time, 8 o'clock, we're going to start with SR 1.1. Now, online folks, all you need to do is just go through the assignments one by one. So you have chapter 1 training, very similar to what we've been doing this week, and then you can move on to SR 1.1, and then you'll see chapter 2, which gets into formatting text. Monday, Wednesday, folks, again, when you come to class Wednesday, we will start with SR 2.1, and then in the lab time, you'll be able to work on your training then. So online folks, you just go through and knock out the assignments. And then my Monday, Wednesday folks, again, Monday, we're doing chapter 1. Wednesday, we're doing chapter 2. You also have this quiz here covering chapters 1 and 2. And then finally, there is the success check-in. So what's that all about? By the end of the second week, if you're on the 14-day courtesy access, chances are it's going to run out by the end of the second week. And I want to make sure that you either have or will be purchasing access to SimNet. Now, there are 2 ways to purchase access. You could do it directly in SimNet for about $50 plus tax, or you could go to the LBCC bookstore and purchase an access card. The access cards are the same for all COSA 1 sections, so double check on the LBCC website, go to the bookstore, search up our section. It should be the same access card for all COSA 1 sections. Okay, but those are your 2 options. But either way, I want you to confirm with me that you have access to the materials. You can create a short reply and let me know that you have access to SimNet and that you have either purchased or you will be purchasing access. So you could click on reply, type up your message, and then post it. Now, what this is going to do, by participating, you will unlock week 3 when Monday, February 17th rolls around. Okay. If by week 3 you haven't participated in the success check-in, week 3 will stay grayed out until you go look at this forum. Now, for those of you who managed to finish ahead, sorry, you're going to have to wait until Monday, February 17th. Now, one last thing. If you are working from home, or let's say that you're in my Monday, Wednesday section, you didn't get to finish the skill review projects and you need to work on it at home, you can install Microsoft 365 on your home computer, and it's a free subscription as long as you are a registered student. Let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to switch over to my Windows virtual machine here. So you can see that I'm actually running Linux, but I do have Windows 11 right here. So one of the things, if you don't have a Windows PC, make sure you get your hands on it or go to campus and visit the COS computer labs. So here's how to get Microsoft 365. In your Viking portal, you can click on the Microsoft 365 button, or you can go to office.com as described in the syllabus. Note that Microsoft recently rebranded Microsoft 365 to what's now called Microsoft 365 Copilot. You might hear this called Office 365, which is the old name, or Microsoft 365, or now it's Microsoft 365 Copilot. Regardless of the name, you should see this button up here that says Install and More. And here you want to choose Install Microsoft 365 Apps. So we'll wait a moment here for this to load. And then from there, Install Office, and you'll see the installer download. And from there, you just follow the instructions and Microsoft 365 will be installed on your computer. So you can see here, I have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, Outlook, Teams. It gives you a whole bunch of tools. And again, it's a free subscription as long as you are a LBCC student. Now, for those of you who are coming to campus, whether you're in my Monday, Wednesday class, or let's say you want to go to the COS computer lab to work on the assignments, when you go to the classroom computers or the lab, to sign in to Microsoft 365, it's going to be your student ID at lbcc.edu as if it were an email address. So for example, if your student ID number is 01234556, this is what it would look like. I strongly caution you to not sign in with your personal Outlook or Hotmail account, because it's going to create a whole host of problems. Okay, so when you go to campus, you want to make sure that you are signing in with your LBCC account. Now, if you're working from home, you're wondering, okay, do I have to sign out and use my LBCC account? You don't have to. You can sign in with an additional account. So that's for Microsoft 365, but you also want to do this for OneDrive as well, okay? Because you'll want to be saving your projects to OneDrive, and you can see here that I'm signed into both my Microsoft account, my personal Microsoft account, along with my LBCC OneDrive account. So one of the things that you want to do when you come to campus, launch Word, sign in with your Microsoft 365 account, and then come over here to OneDrive in your system tray and then sign in with your LBCC account. You'll be taken to the Viking portal where you have to put in your student ID number and your Viking portal password. You're going to be sent a 6-digit code. You want to check the box that says remember this device. I know that's just how it's set up, but you only need to do this once as long as you don't switch computers. So face-to-face folks, my Monday, Wednesday class, when you come to class on Monday, make sure you're sitting at a computer you're going to like for the full 8-week term. And with that, have a good weekend. Let's make sure that we get our assignments turned in on time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.